Lucid is racing ahead of its competition. It ended the week at $7.36, up a whopping 13.93%. But for the week, it rallied 33%, and this is incredible. I've tracked the stock for a very long time, and it is nice to see. It ran because the company also made an announcement that it has enough liquidity and funds to last into 2027. So it sent the stock running on Friday. Let's take a look at where we are. At the middle of the trend, I will mark that out. Change the color. Oops. All right, we could start to grind sideways and consolidate. If we go up, 2 standard deviations will take us to $8.35. That is one level of resistance and a potential take profit area. Above that, $8.83, and down the road, $9.34. To the south side, we would be retracing to a level I pointed out in the past, which is roughly $6.35 for support, potential buy-in area, potential stop-loss area. Below that, $5.86, and back down to $5.36. Now, looking left, you can see we got smacked all the way down to, oh my goodness, $2 and roughly 42 cents on July 2026 for this massive run up. We do have a gap to be aware of because there will be a retracement period. That will take us down to $3.20. Not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close, but just something to be aware of. See all of these light pink lines? That line represents a buy-in area for me in the past that I have sold out of, no longer own that lot, and the green lines are when I sold for a profit. This 193 represents a former price target, as well as this line, 369, and a couple other lines I've marked along the way. But this is, even though it seems scary, this is a buy signal, a buy signal, a buy signal on the way down. And then on the way up, it's resistance. So actually my arrow should have been over here, here, and here. And then it blazed through that even. Some scary times for people in this because this thing has whipped us around. So you're just grinding along the middle of the trend. Now, the 1-year price target is $14. Oops, let me make that $14. I'll correct that. There we go. And that represents a 90% return from where we are. Now let's take a look at this very quickly on the daily. You can see I've tracked this down here on the range we were trading. It's been a painful stock. We had a reverse split here. That's the daily. The RSI still has room to go before we hit 70, overbought, resistance. Here's the weekly, got plenty of room. Option R, let's take a look at that. Here's your sell signal over there. Back in 2021, when I looked at this, price was targeted at 44.33, 20 bucks there, 57. Yeah, if you bought when we were all the way up here and then didn't sell, oh my gosh, 633? That's crazy, before the split. Nuts. All right, let's go back to the 5-minute time frame. Very quickly, I want to go over race Ferrari. Formula One is going on, and I have not looked at this in a very long time. We're at 376.83. The middle of the trend now takes us to 380. Above that, 385. I'll just give you one level to the south side. 374.73. Actually, there's this gap that will close us out. Let me just mark this and be done with this ticker. That should be in red to denote downward price action to fill this, and that will take us to roughly 370.08. Now let's go to RIVN because I'm going to do that on Sunday. Here's a look at it. 1793, 1704, and then below that 1615. Let's go to Ford. I should have bought this one. It was in the $5 range and I didn't. All right, let's take a look at this middle of the trend line, which would be roughly 1441 to the north side, 1463, 1418, 1406, 1394 CARZ. The ETF, I know, look at, you can't even see, it's like all these little dots. The middle of the trend, 115.73. Above that, 129.51-ish. Let's go to the south side, 95.58 for a retracement, 87.35, and then drive. Option R, let's reset that. And we are looking at the middle of the trend line, which is, that's a little too high right there, 34.15, 35.32, support, 33, and then below that, 32.41. All right, that does it for me. That is a look at Lucid, very quickly, Race, Ferrari, RIVN, Ford, CARZ, and Drive. Have a great trading week.